do shit. It's supposed to have like a laser pointer on it and shit. But this shit, like,
if you have a biscuit, you're
this shit probably dead.
Yeah, this shit dead, nigga.
What? Your phone?
Pen.
Nah, this pen.
Where'd you get it from? Why is
know.
it probably dead?
Etsy or some shit.
Hmm?
Nah, I bought it, but I got it from one of them shits. Like Wish or some shit.
Yeah, but what? Why does that? So you probably gotta just charge it.
It don't charge. I gotta get a battery. One of them like watch batteries, like C battery. That's what it's called. I think.
No biscuit.
No, I didn't order that.
Oh,
Right, that's what it's called, right? C battery.
C battery. Oh, you need
The
C
batteries inside
The C battery's like big though, right?
No, he talk about them little round ones.
Oh.
that go inside the watch. Ain't those called C?
No, a C is a big,
Yeah, the big dookie one.
thick. Yeah.
B and D. C and D is big. Pause.
This nigga said a BCC battery. What the fuck?
B,
No,
C,
nigga.
and- like
Hold
the
on.
C and the D, those them big, thick ones.
Watch
Pause.
battery. Yo.
Them little round ones.
Hey,
I
yo.
don't know. That's like, I don't know what that's.
Like
A watch
RVs and
battery.
shit like that.
2032 lithium. They lithium.
It's like numbers on it, right?
Yeah.
Weird. Batteries is weird. How did you get here? Bitch, I took the buzz.
But see, look at these. These should say CR 2032.
ICR. I don't know
It's
what the CR stand
CR,
for.
but C is, look up what C is. That's that big.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying why?
It's CR.
Okay. I know I seen something with a C in it though, but I'm like trying to figure out where I get that from.
Maybe
They are
it's
called CR or something, and they have a specific voltage.
Sarah.
They don't come with it. Wish be coming with, and Timu be coming with what you need.
I wish it did.
Check this out. You want to be that vampire too? Look at this.
Well, I never got that, but I bought other electronics and they come with.
This nigga got is that Drake? Who
Nah,
is that?
that's Rampage Jackson. He about to fight him.
Oh, he got.
Boxers.
Yo, he a funny dude,
He
yo.
about to fight a UFC dude, and he
You know who that is? You know who that is, right?
Shayna Briggs. Hell
Oh.
yeah, nigga. You know, I know my boxing, bro. Come on, nah. Shayna Briggs used to be a beast.
Yeah, he was. Kind of old though. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, both of them their asses old and retired.
That's
So,
correct.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I
they
guess it'll be fair.
And they about to box, and you know, in the light of the Francis Ngannou shit, everybody, UFC niggas, they think they ill. I got Shannon in the boxing world, but I got Rampage in the UFC world because they said they might do a UFC MMA
I
match.
want to be a UFC fighter.
Yo, you want
What?
to do everything.
You want to do that?
You
shit?
want to do everything.
Oh, you can't. You don't mind bitches kicking you and shit?
Pick
They
something.
ain't gonna
Pick
get
something.
Oh, they ain't gonna
Something
get to
first
part.
that
Oh, okay.
you
They ain't
because
gonna
you
get
gonna need some training. You gonna need to get up in there,
I mean, I
yo.
don't know that.
Get fucked up for like a couple years,
I ain't gonna hit
then become like Ronda Rousey.
I'm gonna hit them with something.
Your foot in your hands, nigga. That's ain't no fucking
We on her John Jones shit.
ECW shit. Let me see the
Get a steel chair.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That shit ain't no ECW,
I
nigga.
know.
You trapped inside of a cage, nigga, with a motherfucker that know how to do that shit.
Around like Martin and shit.
Right, nigga. They only gotta get you one time.
Oh, shit.
You gotta give it all you got. All or nothing. Them motherfuckers, they gonna test your toughness. Whether you think you tough or not. They gonna figure it out. One way or another.
want to see this fight. Devin Haney and what's his name? New Orleans.
That nigga looked at like fucking what's his name from the side view.
Oh.
Orlando Jones.
Oh, that's hilarious. The nigga with the braids?
Yup.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Nigga look like
Jones with
Orlando
them big old
Jones.
eyes.
Yo, he do kind of look like him a little bit.
He got Popeyes.
That's,
Orlando Jones, a wild ass
I
nigga.
think his name Porges.
Yo, we gotta talk about this wild ass narrative that's being pushed about women having bodies and women talking about, well, she fucked somebody, whatever. So what, man? She can't fuck 100 niggas, my nigga. Like
You know what's crazy about that? I heard this one girl. I'm not gonna say her name, obviously, but she grew up. She went to our high school, and I heard she got it popping with Wiz. She stayed on the tour bus with Wiz, and Wiz clapped them cheeks.
I mean,
And
I'm
then-
sure they'll
and
fuck
then-
anybody.
And then
That
afterwards,
is
I heard that girl
backstage.
had some problems after that. Let's say
VD?
on the VD side.
Oh.
And, you know, some things is uncurable. You heard? So
Damn, this nigga got the dirty penis.
it's not even a I don't know. I don't know if she got it right after him or she just got it in general. It might have just been the promiscuous life, cause you know.
Yo,
Shit
oh, my fault, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is a new 20. It's your boy, Smiley Jizzle,
Yeah.
and my man's,
Chris O.D.
and our host,
Erika, aka La Heffa.
You heard?
and we in the building. But
On the move like I need a new hobby. Fuck a 9 to 5.
Smoking weed every day. Even though I gotta slow down.
That's right.
Slow down.
no, but what you saying is crazy as fuck because when I was in high school, which is like, not to say my age, but this is many moons ago. When I was in high school, that's some old people shit, by the way, many moons and shit. Right. We had circulating what was called the list. The list was something that was a HIPAA violation altogether, straight up. Let's just keep it a stizzy. And for people that don't know what that acronym stands for, that's health information,
It's only a violation.
some shit,
You work.
whatever. You feel me? So whoever leaked that information violated HIPAA type of shit. You feel me? So in any case, that's what HIPAA is. But yo, it's a list circulating about motherfuckers that, not possibly, motherfuckers that got some shit. And it's like a document type shit. And why the fuck do you have this document out there? Why the fuck are people like, people have, but
nobody else is
you
saying
gotta know,
nothing.
but
If you ain't see the document, you wouldn't know half the people had that.
the thing is, like, so what do we look at it?
Doctor,
Do we look at it like, boom, it's a violation of somebody's
It's supposed to be
privacy?
Yeah.
Is it personal privacy?
At the
evasion?
doctor, yes, but if it's just at your school, I don't know.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's why you just
But
gotta
it- but
strap up and you
it's-
gotta be careful out
Right,
there.
that's
man.
true.
But I would rather know. Like,
But see, that's
you
the
on
thing.
list.
Of course, we all
You on the list.
would want to know. But like, to play devil's advocate on both sides of the fence, you
The
gotta
only
say,
devil advocate is if they lied and put somebody on the list that wasn't supposed to be on there.
nah, it wasn't
That's
that.
fucked up.
This was from people that was working part time at certain clinics and shit. So the information is valid. But what I'm saying is to leak out this information, because some people had. Okay, so I'll put it like this. Rest in peace to some of the people that I know. But they have family members that work, older sisters, something like that, that worked at a particular place in New Haven. And they had access to documentation. Now she knew her brother was bringing various women to the house all the time and shit like that, and she just wanted him to take care of himself. So because she knew he was being nasty and shit, and she didn't want to upset mom and all that, she gave him information. He got boys and shit, so he telling people, and he got copies. So then those copies circulated, and then people know, like, damn, such and such. Oh, this nigga. Oh, damn. I ain't never sharing a J with this. You know what I mean? So now you know all of this shit is going on. It's like, ooh, you know what I mean? So, of course, we appreciate the information going out, but you gotta think about somebody's life is being ruined. They probably was trying to keep shit a secret from certain people so it wouldn't be out, and then letting whoever the person that they was intimate with know, look, maybe or maybe not, but let the other person that they're intimate with know, listen, this is what's going on. I don't wanna, you know, put you in this situation. I'm gonna tell you my baggage or whatever. Some people that are being forthcoming, and some people probably just keeping it a secret, protecting their life, just staying to themselves. And maybe some people that's doing malicious shit, just fucking people for the get back. But you don't know who's who. So that whole thing with HIPAA, like I said on Devil's Advocate side, is like, you don't want to violate people's rights, because imagine if you was in that situation, you feel me? Like, you wouldn't want nobody doing that to you. So that's why I try to keep it on that basis, like, understand, like, yeah, we was talking about earlier, like, where does your moral code lie? Like, how far does that threshold for your moral compass end? You know what I mean? Like, are you like, shit, yeah, but if it happens this way, I'm gonna fucking cross that line. But then it's like, you might as well throw that shit the fuck out, because it is what it is. Like, is that conditional? Conditional morals?
You didn't
love that conditional word.
You didn't have to read the list though. If you condoned anything, you bring you in.
What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't have to read it? Like,
if the information was out,
right,
and you had a chance not to even pay attention to it, but you chose to pay attention to it.
The person, the reader is not wrong.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
I disagree.
Because it's a choice. It's not like niggas shove this shit on you.
That's not right.
Yes, it is.
No,
it is a choice.
It's right or wrong for you to read something somebody gave to you. Fuck. What do you mean? That's not your fault.
Check this out.
How's that your fault?
That's your fault. What it was beforehand, like if they said,
exactly.
Here's a bunch of people,
here's a list of people that have something or they don't have something. If your team,
here's a list of
if your team HIPAA, then you gotta ride with that. Oh, I don't want to see that list. But if you're not team HIPAA, which I'm not team HIPAA, I want to know. I'm reading the list.
No, on team HIPAA. All right, first let's understand. That's professional shit. They don't got shit to do with you, me, her, anybody. Because we're just regular people.
If the point is, hey, this is wrong because of HIPAA, then I'm saying it's not wrong for you. It's wrong for the person that leaked it out. Either or.
You're not health inspectors, bro.
Exactly.
So it ain't your fault.
What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you're somebody who believes that, hey, this is wrong, this information shouldn't have been out there.
Karen?
Yeah, not a Karen. If you're either team, hey, I support this information, or I don't support this information. So if you, I'll give another example, right? If you hear,
it's not from a
You're not violating no code by reading the information. It's a violation for you to even have the information.
And it's not violating of reading it either, unless you told someone else that information after you.
Well, yeah, if you do, I mean, I believe the majority of people are gonna share that information. They're gonna tell, yo, guess who I saw? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, because that's how the word got around. Kind of.
You should, unless you're trying to,
protect
the person,
them.
Yeah.
Right.
If
And I believe like that.
Messy,
that's
like,
where the moral compass comes into place. Where it's like, all right, look, you my boy. I seen this shorty that I seen you getting comfortable with, and No, I know you, so y'all might be ready to tie that knot in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right.
But she was on the list.
She was on the list.
If
so
that
now,
list, if
so
that
now
list,
I gotta tell you,
if that
because
list,
I feel like,
if
yo,
that
this
list,
my boy, I
but that's what
go
I
down
mean,
like that.
though, bro. If that list didn't exist, you couldn't give me that information. Which therefore, I will fuck myself up over because
to
the
her
list.
point.
No, that's
so
not.
what Erika was no.
It's to my point. Is what I've been saying.
What she was saying was like, yo, if you knew somebody who was on the list to look out for somebody,
and
what
that's
you do?
why you didn't add the
Right,
post.
right.
Just being messy and like, oh, let me
Facts,
tell you. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
But isn't that insecurity regardless?
Insecurity? What do you mean?
Insecurity
It's not insecurity.
As in, hey,
like,
I'm worried that somebody I might know be on this list. That's my insecurity. So I'm going to go.
No.
I'm going to go check out the
You
list.
already know.
I'm going to check out the list.
You already got the information.
Right.
And you know
but what
the
I'm
person
saying
that
is,
messed with.
what I'm saying is, what if you didn't know? Are you wrong for leading the list if you didn't know? But then you find out that
you're not wrong.
It's somebody I do know.
No,
it's what you do after that.
Right, you're not wrong for reading.
If you go and be messy and go post it on the school bulletin board or some shit,
you're not wrong for reading it. You're no wrong for reading it than you are for watching.
It depends what you
a
do
snuff
after
film
that.
or watching a horror movie or watching.
Good thing that you said snuff film. What I relate this to is the R. Kelly sex tape. A lot of us sold that R. Kelly sex tape. At the end of the day, we're still watching a minor get raped, right? And if we know what the fuck it is ahead of time, we know that it's this. But a lot of us have seen that sex tape.
How many times did you watch it? I want to know.
It don't matter.
No, it does. It's the reason I asked that question.
I've watched it once.
All right.
And
I watched it once.
And it wasn't even mine.
I watched it once. Right. And a lot of people, it wasn't theirs. But listen to my point with that.
And I couldn't even watch all of it.
If you watch it,
as my man started,
it was a lot of other
like,
things. It was porn. It was corn. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just the thing, but that happened, right? So like when you watched it and you found out what it was, you either watched it, if you watch corn, you watched it again, or you was like, oh man, I know what this is. I'm not gonna touch this.
Or
you watched it for the first time because you're watching something you didn't know necessarily what you would see. Hold on.
Because this is my point, Smiley. I brought this up.
Let me land my plane. Let me land my plane on my point.
All right, go ahead, bro.
When you watch something for the first time, you have to make a choice after that because you didn't know what you were watching.
Yes, you did.
Hold on, let me make my point. If you didn't know what you were watching at the time, and you watch it, now you have to make a decision. Is this something that you condemn or something that you condone? And then you take it from there. Now we can judge what type of person society might think that you are, or what type of person you think that you are after the fact. You know what I mean? But you're not a terrible person because you was a voyeur and checked some shit out.
I wouldn't say terrible.
You know what I mean?
But let me say what I was trying to say.
Go ahead.
I don't think that you're a terrible person, but I think that there are two different types of people, right? Just two. One side of people that are curious, and that's gonna be like, look, I'd rather.
The others are just as bad as him.
No. The others aren't curious. The others are saying, look, I know what this is, and I'm not gonna entertain that. We can't deny those type of people. We can't deny that those people are morally sounder than the people that's saying, I'm more curious.
That's subjective.
How could they still
It's not subjective. Curiosity killed the cat. That's why. At the end of the day, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You chose not to condone. That has more to say about somebody's morality than the person that was curious and said, let me check this out first. Yes.
That doesn't mean
at the end of the day, if you watch the child pornography, like the example I gave with the R. Kelly tape, at the end of the day, you were still watching the child pornography.
That don't mean you condone what
it doesn't mean you condone it, but that means you had a choice not to watch it. When somebody said, hey, this is what this is, you had a choice to say, either I want to watch this or I don't want to watch this. And further that, the people that said, hey, I don't want to watch this are more morally sound than the people that said, I'm curious. That's what I'm saying.
When I watched it, I was told that, yo, it's a movie with Kells in it, smashing some chicks. I didn't know. Hold on, time out. I didn't know it was whatever, you know what I mean? I didn't know it was CP or nothing like that. But I was already the same age as the girl that was in the fucking shit, so I wasn't wrong any. But look, besides all that,
I was about to say a lot of
right,
people
when I watched it,
young.
I was dumb young, so I was around the same age. But that's even besides the point. When I seen it, I was like, oh snap, you know what I mean? And I told people about it. You know, I watched it with people, and I was like, yo, like, is he da 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 da? And then I was like, yeah, he is doing that to her. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then we find out that the girl that was in that video, yo, she was dumb young. I was like, yo, I knew she looked young, yo. She was like, however old she was, and they were saying she was,
because it didn't come out her age until after.
Yeah, that was later.
I'm not.
But I was one of the
I'm not
first people to see it. You know what I mean?
I'm not disputing that. If you heard about this and thought it was a sex tape,
I'm just going.
Hold on. Let me finish. I'm not.
You said
Hold on.
Right. That didn't come out until after the video.
Okay.
And maybe you ain't know that.
What I'm saying is, to me, I could be wrong, but to me, when I heard about this situation with R. Kells, I heard prior, hey, he's been on some weirdo shit with Aaliyah, and now he's on some weirdo shit with another little girl. Both of these scenarios before, you could already tell if you did a little bit of your homework, or you watched MTV Raps, or you watched, 106 in Park, you could see certain weird shit as a, adult. I can't speak for what we were doing as kids, because we were naive, of course. And I'm not saying that you intentionally went into it like, oh, okay, I know this is a child pornography, but you knew his reputation prior. Even if you didn't know, hey, this girl is of age, that's what basically, like, there's no way that at the beginning of when you heard about the tape, that the narrative of him being interested in little girls wasn't already out there. Can we say that? Is that fair? That the knowledge of, hey, we might have been oblivious to it.
The only thing that was out prior to that was the relationship with him and Aaliyah.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that
it does, because you got married. You got married to
a
minor. You was fucking a minor.
He was also
go ahead, say your
married
point,
to
I got
a woman
something
that
to
was
say
of age. He dated women that was his age as well. He didn't only mess with younger women. So with that previous information about Aaliyah, and he dated other women, he was married to other women that were of age.
We were singing musical
so that wouldn't make you think that.
Check this out. I agree with what you're saying.
Underage
I agree. I agree with what you're
instance.
saying. So much that the school system decided, I Believe I Could Fly should be in the curriculum. Y'all remember that? When we had to learn I Believe I Could Fly in the school system? So this is what I'm saying. This is what's implemented first.
Can I chime in?
I'm just saying that, hold on, before you say anything, right? I'm just saying that there was already a narrative, even if we were oblivious to it, there was already a narrative of him fucking little kids.
All right.
And
this is a good discourse.
With just Aaliyah, that's the only, at that time when that tape comes out.
It don't matter whether it's just.
So,
if you just rape one time, you're a rapist.
You gotta let me chime in. You gotta let me chime in.
What I'm trying to
finish
say.
your point. Let me chime in.
Just because he messed with Aaliyah, that was the only thing out at that time when that tape come out. I'm not gonna automatically think that, if the porn must be with a little kid, because remember, how old the girl was didn't come into question until after the tape had already gone viral. So the only thing that was out was the Aaliyah situation.
Yeah,
he had dated women his own age. He was married to a woman that was an adult when he's not only attracted to, so you're not, because you're saying it as if to say that should come into our mind, like, it's probably with a little girl, because
listen, you gotta let me. All right,
if we're gonna be upset, let me just answer her. If we're going to be upset at the parents and saying, well, the parents should have known better, then we have...
That's different. The later. There was years of allegation at this point of other stuff. The sex tape hadn't came out. Now they found out with these other kids. There was more stuff.
We're not going to downplay the Aaliyah situation just because it's convenient.
Downplaying.
We are downplaying it if you're saying that that's the only thing. That's all we need.
I gotta make my point. I have to make my point.
If you're
because he deals with women.
I have to make my point. Listen. if you're because
no
some
other information.
because
I have
at the
to
end
make
of the
my
day,
point.
if you deal with
Because there's an age.
can I just answer her, bro?
Cause you had a whole
I
thing. And
understand. I'm just
before
trying to answer her. All
this
I'm
is
saying.
gonna make everything correlate. And I have to say it. Number one, there's a huge age gap between this situation. You got to acknowledge that. So
Right, all them other women, that was years
first
later.
so let's put that out there. I'm 38, right? I'm 38. I'm almost 40 years old. Everybody else is like 6, 7 years younger. Now, in certain cases, we say age is a number but a number. In this case, we have to factor that in because of the first point that was made. Now, you probably watched it at an age where you're an adult. You probably have a child. Now you probably like thinking about things a little bit differently. I watched it as a kid. You know what I mean?
No, bro.
So
we watched
no.
it as
Hold
teens. Us,
on.
we watched it as teens.
Hold on. When I seen this, I was a kid, plain and simple.
Yeah.
I was a kid. I was still in high school, which means that you guys weren't even in high school yet. So like I seen it and I was like, yo, like this is crazy. But the girl was around my age. Did I give a fuck? Like let's keep it a stack. No, I didn't. I was a kid. I didn't care. Now you older. Now other things start to come out with this story later on. Now other people are starting to chime in and have their idea about it or whatever. Now all this other shit about surviving him and all these mothers come in with their kids and all that was mad later, bro. Like that was like everybody like, you know, everybody's 10 years later, like, you feel me? Like,
And also,
so,
to your point,
but hold on, I want to say this. So like with all of that being said, we never really even thought about any of that shit until a decade later about this shit, for this shit to have any relevance. Cause mad songs then came out. Like he said, they was talking about this shit being a national anthem or whatever the fuck, Believe I Can Fly, like some bullshit. Like nobody was even thinking about that. They wasn't doing no I Believe I Could Fly when I was in school. Nobody could give a fuck about that song like that.
Came out,
but
they lied and said that wasn't her. The parents and
it was a whole
lied.
bunch of
So
shit.
that
When I was little, they said it was a
first
vamp.
came out.
Like it was a whole bunch of shit. So it was mad fucking shit
That's why
that they was
pressed
talking
charges
about
because
with
the
this
girl and her
story,
parents wouldn't
and
even
nobody
get
really
that
ran with it. And then the next little story developed. But then all this other shit, because in 2017, remember in 2017, you remember what happened? Maybe you don't know, but I'll remind you. There was the fucking the Me Too movement. Remember that? After that, statute of limitation shit went out the fucking window. Motherfuckers was talking about Bill Cosby, 60 years ago. This nigga did some shit. They bring that shit up. The Weinstein, the fucking the other dude, the TV host motherfucker, the news guy, the fucking all these motherfuckers start getting jammed up from allegations from a whole bunch of women coming forward and all of that shit. So that's how it really popped off. It just happened to be like, okay, it's a black dude from Chicago. It's an attack on but he had his past. He did what he did. I'm not saying that anything. I'm not justifying nothing that he did, but I'm just saying like I'm not gonna be.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Wait, also,
let me just ask him real simple.
Let me just say to his point about the age. Yeah, we were kids too, because like you said, we're younger than you. So when I seen I was a kid too. So you're not, if you're a kid too, you said she was the same age as you. I was younger than her when I seen it. So you're not going to be thinking like, oh, again, you didn't find that out that she was a kid till after you just saw the video, but you're not when you found that out now you're older. But if you're a kid yourself, you're not looking at it like that. And
Absolutely.
A lot of people, she was a teenage, however old she was. Girls be doing that, like whether it's wrong or right or whatever, they be consenting.
A lot of
to
girls is
fuck
fast.
older
Yeah,
dudes.
I
Messed
area
with
with a
older
lot of fast
dudes
women.
when I was
Right.
younger that I shouldn't have been.
I told
messing
you
with.
about a girl that was like
so
14 messing with a 20
this
something.
is a common thing.
Yeah.
And whether it's
not right.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
It's a whole
be
bunch of
doing
R.
it,
Kellys out there in the
but
hood,
it
bro.
happens.
And don't make it right. It mean
But
fathers
I
need to be
also
present
think-
to make sure that you and your daughter's life so stuff like this doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
because if the girl, I think it's kind of like if you at a certain age and you want to do it, because girls be grown, they be wanting to do it. So I don't think like I don't know what age you would have to figure that out, what age it should be. But I think that at a certain age, if they're if they're wanting to do it and this is what they want to do and you're not forcing them to do it, like, I don't know. I think it should be like a cutoff where I think because some girls, they're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna sneak around. You could try
Definitely.
to stop them.
They definitely will sneak around.
I think once somebody does something one time, and it's something that is, let's just say, against the law, right? If they get caught for that, and somebody from the outside assumes that they're gonna do it again, they can't, hey, like, no, you should give me a chance. And no, like, you got caught doing something that was against the law, trialed, and proven guilty. So you know deep down in your heart that you did some shit. Right? So to me, it's hard to say, like, even though we were kids, like, to me, like, I knew it was wrong based off of, I guess, who was around me. So
also,
hold on, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. I grew up with that information, like, hey, did you hear about this tape? Because this tape, it has some real fucked up shit that you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Because a grown man was basically messing with a kid. That's the explanation to me at the teenage, whatever age I was.
Okay.
So now I'm thinking, okay, he did this, and he's into that. At that age, he did this, so he must be into that, right? So when the tape came out, I'm already like, okay, he did this, so he must be into that. That's where my stance comes in. It's just like, if somebody does something and then does it again, like, how surprised should we be? Like, you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I agree with what y'all saying. Like, that shouldn't have been your first guess, I guess.
And also, the
it shouldn't have been your first
I
guess.
didn't even know about that until afterwards too. So when I seen the tape, I didn't know, like, that him and Aaliyah had messed around before. I didn't find out till later, till more stuff came out.
Just me being a kid watching,
researching and seeing other videos. Then I found out he was messing with Aaliyah. So I didn't even.
Just me as a kid watching Aaliyah and what's her name, R. Kelly, and the matching jumpsuits. I'm like, oh, they fucking. They fucking. Because I was older, like, I was having sex already, so I knew what fucking was. I was like, there's no way, like, if they're not related, they shouldn't be dressing up alike each other, because that makes them look like a couple.
In a music video?
And this is 106 apart. 106 apart. Look this shit up. R. Kelly and Aaliyah was dressed in matching clothes, and at that
on 106 and
on 106 in Park, matching
what song
clothes.
They made that
I don't know.
106 and
I don't know.
I know when.
I don't know. He wrote a lot for her, so I don't know. But they were in matching
back
shit.
and forth. I think that
Maybe
video.
that was. I didn't
but
know that
106 and Park
106
wasn't
and
out
Park.
when back and forth came.
It had
That's
to
what
be.
I'm saying. Like,
I think it was 106 in Park. If I'm not,
106 and Park came out. They had.
I don't think it was Yo MTV.
She was like she was with Timberland and Magoo and all of them.
It could have been
in 106 and Park.
Like
days.
We need a resolution.
Right.
Try again.
She was doing all like solo shit. She ain't do no tracks with him during that period of time. That we see no videos anyway. Her videos, like when she first came out, was "It's Friday and I'm ready to swing."
106 and Park was
that was back, forth and forth. That was a video that they had did together, and I think they did have clothes that matched in the video. But I don't remember them being on.
Unless it was like
together.
Flashback Friday.
Oh no, it wasn't 106 in Park. It was some other black shit.
Change with the people around.
But look at this shit, y'all.
Bring out the big covers.
You see this shit?
You know, America has been waiting for y'all to come back to us. How's everything going? Everything's going pretty good. Yeah.
What
Okay,
show
let's
is
clear
this?
something up because you know
I
I
don't
need
know.
to run
That
down
shit came out in
Everybody
94,
seems to
so
think
you had
They
to
got
go
matching
read
black
it.
shirts in this.
or cousins.
But this must have been when Black Back and Forth came out.
It had to be.
That's old.
I think it is.
90
But
something.
that's my point. He been into this for a long
Yeah, but how
time.
old was you in 98? What was you doing in 98?
Because
In
no,
98?
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
even been thinking about like, oh, they're like,
Right.
when I was
Cause I know.
that
All right. I went to high school in 1999.
Mhm.
So what were you doing in 1999?
I had been in 8th grade.
You wasn't in 8th grade in 1999.
In 1999?
Yes.
When I graduated.
1999 was
How
freshman
old are
year,
you?
bro. For me.
I'm 35.
So you're 3
So
years.
so
younger
3
than
years.
her.
So 3 years behind 1999. You would have been. If I was in high school, you
96.
would have been 8th, 7th. You would have been in the 6th grade.
What I'm saying is, I ain't see that when it came out.
That's what I'm saying.
I
But
saw
that's-
it
but-
after.
but
I
I'm putting-
saw it after
I'm
the
saying-
tape.
All right. So I'm putting a correlation between that. I'm saying that was that was when she first came out. No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't really a thought at that
I'm
time.
not saying,
because
yo,
she
bro.
came under his wing.
I'm not saying we was all supposed to be red alert when we knew about the
Right.
Aaliyah shit because
Right.
we was all young
when
as
you
fuck.
knew about it,
What
then
I'm
you could have made the decision.
listen. What I'm saying is, by the time the tape came out, niggas already had their mind made up that there was some weird shit going on with this, based off of
Conspiracy.
me personally.
Adults,
No,
not kids.
based off of Dame when Dame Dash was
Kids wasn't talking about. Well,
when
Right.
Dame
Definitely wasn't
actually,
talking
they,
about
when
when
Dame-
that tape came
not
out,
like
I think they
when
did,
Dame
like,
Dash was fucking with
I think I
Aaliyah.
spoke to it about
I was tuned
older
into the
when
rock.
tape came out, but
So
I didn't
because
know
I'm
about
tuned
the
into the
Aaliyah
rock,
situation until later,
right? Because I'm
seen
tuned
that
into the
after.
rock, and I see that Dame is having like, and I'm like, yo, dang, didn't he
So
fuck
we
with-
putting this timeline together with all
So
of
you're
this shit.
sitting here thinking that when you're in the 6th grade, you're
listen,
watching this stuff
listen.
and-
No,
You're
not at the
not.
6th grade. Listen to what I'm saying.
You
I'm saying,
found
I'm
out
thinking,
all this
I'm thinking
information
about
when
this
you grew
when
up,
when
but this
yeah,
is shit that
that's
had
what
been
I'm
going
saying.
on in the past. So these are all compilations of conspiracies that people put together because of relationships that people assume people had together. They didn't know
'Cause
for a
remember,
fact.
we don't
This
know
was
these
all
people.
rumor reports.
Yeah.
This wasn't no like cemented
assumptions.
information. It was assumptions. It was speculated.
There was
so
nothing speculated.
it was
about that nigga being
speculated
on that
because
tape,
people
though.
put
When the
things
tape
together.
came out,
When the
yeah.
tape came out, then they started branching certain things together, but you didn't really know. What we did know, because people from New York was talking about a lot of shit, what we did know was that Dame and Aaliyah was a couple.
Exactly.
And that they was mad about the whole R. Kelly
yeah.
situation. Like, yo, why you
Remember,
messing
R. Kelly
with this young
was
girl?
cool
Da, da, da.
with Jay. They went on tour. You remember
Right.
that?
Yeah.
So
How
you
old
see what I'm
is
saying?
Dame? Isn't he older than her too? It was not the same age.
Dame was old.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Mhm.
like, why are you messing with
They was 17. They was 7. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They was young,
The
though.
business is spooky.
He was young when
The
that
business is
happened.
spooky.
We talking about 97, 98, bro. You know what I mean? That's a long time ago.
Nah, that gotta be 99, 2000. When Dame was fucking with her.
I'm talking about when Aaliyah had
She
came
died in
out.
2001, right?
That was like way back in the year. Like, remember? Okay.
Her life sucked, bro. She was a great singer. She was a great person. She had a good spirit from the tales that I heard. But for her to have to endure that shit with R. Kelly, and then like,
How do you
move
know it
on
was
from
like that for her?
Because she said that.
She
said that. Like I said, she was fucking with Dame, and she basically was like, "Yo, Dame wanted to do something to R. Kelly," and she was
These
like,
are
"Nah,
rumor
don't even
She
do that
loved
shit."
him. They
These
said
are
she
rumor.
loved
It's
him.
not rumor report, bro. It's not rumor.
They said
report.
that she loved him and that thing. They secretly got married. Someone in the
Right.
family approved it,
Yeah.
and because they were gonna do it anyway, and he seen how they were about each other.
It's-
It was like
it's
it wasn't
deep.
right, but
It's deeper than
he
you know,
thought
yeah.
that they really loved each other, even though she was young. Like he could see how they were, so he let it. But then the
She
parents
recognized
found
he was
out,
sick
and then,
afterwards, and instead of pressing charges, she just let that shit go. And I feel like that's a victim to me, and personally. Like, I feel like that's somebody who's been raped and molested and didn't know that they were raped and molested, so they still have love for the rape and molester. To me,
Stockholm syndrome.
you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, that's because as a father, like, that shit is crazy.
It
You know
is.
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
that's,
But to see their, like, the parents and how that whole scenario was, and like you said, a lot of shit was allegedly, and I don't know the full details of that story, but I know there's a lot of fuck shit when a father can accept that his daughter is doing some shit she's not supposed to be doing for like a monetary gain. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's no other reason. Like, there's no other reason you could be letting that shit slide unless you just sick in the head.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man, but God bless Aaliyah what she had to go through. And I hope nobody has to go through that. I hope they learn the first time or learn from other people's experiences.
It comes with the people that you surrounded with when you develop it. You gotta have good guidance.
100%.
You gotta have people with a good head on their shoulders that got your best interests at heart.
Or at
And
least tuned into the people that have.
the majority of people have an ulterior motive. They have some type of thing that they want to gain from exploiting your success most of the time, especially if it's not your parents or something like that. And even now, even parents exploit their children so that they can, you know what I mean, so they can get to where they want to get to in life, or to relive something that they never got
A lot
to
of horror
live
stories
on.
with the Disney Channel.
Yeah, look at Britney Spears and all that.
When these
Like,
kids get older, they come out and tell their story.
go
about
crazy.
It's,
Like,
I mean, it's,
that's what I'm trying to
it's-
say. These people are sick
Yo,
behind the scenes.
let me
like,
tell y'all what I was watching today, yo. I was watching, now this dude's got to be in his 80s or something like that. Neely Fuller Jr., right?
I heard that name before.
Now, Neely Fuller Jr. has made a book called The 4 Aspects of White Supremacy, right?
Black man?
And, huh?
Black man?
He's black. And these books include information that makes very powerful sense. It's talking about economic statuses and different things that allow white men to rule over the world. So he's really like this empowered black guy that really has been like following us and trying to get us to think about this, but nobody wants to hear it or whatever. So he said that there's 9 sectors that are influenced by white people, and that's how they control the world. So they control sex, finances, sports, religion, everything, whatever, right? And it's 9 different things. I don't really want to get into detail of all of them, what they are, but
Before you finish, do you feel controlled by the white man?
I mean,
Personally? On a personal level, do you feel controlled by the white man?
control is a bit extreme for me.
Are you
Because-
live?
Huh?
No.
Huh?
Are you live?
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Personal shit. Private shit.
I don't feel like I'm controlled, but I feel like I'm inside of a system, and kind of like the system is kind of organic, and we're trying to branch outside of it by creating our own businesses and things like that.
Yeah, you
So
can
it's
do
like
what you wanna
it's
do
more
within that
difficult
system.
for you to get outside of it and become so impactful outside of it individually to reach a goal that you're trying to reach, especially like if you're trying to reach a goal for like civil rights or something like that. You're not going to do it from just creating your own business and a legacy for your family. You'll be able to create generational wealth, but you won't be able to create a generational difference for
So kind of?
your people. So
Like kind of.
well, I answered your question in the way that I felt like
It
you know
sounds
what I
like
mean?
kind of to me. It sounds
It's
like
not, I
kind
mean,
of.
take it with what you want. You know
So
what I mean?
what you're saying basically is there is a matrix set up that you have to break out of, but you don't feel like you have to do everything that they say. Like it's not somebody that's dictating you in the Simon Says fashion. it's more like the powers to be are making things away.
It's
And
chess.
you're
It's chess, not checkers. If I could be frank, right?
okay, that makes sense.
So it's like you gotta be strategic within that, you know, that board. You know what I mean? You can't go off the board. So you got to figure out a way to be victorious within strategy, because there's things that are against you.
Who's the enemy though?
Whoever you make your enemy.
That's what I'm saying. Who do you think is the person that's controlling?
Only you as an individual can answer that question.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say
that's why I say that
is because
you can prevent forest fires.
that's hilarious.
But look, that's
the
why
only reason why I say that is there's like laws that I don't agree with, and
there's laws that a lot of people don't
You
agree
know
with
what I'm
in
saying?
different countries. Period. But look, but here's the point with Neely Fuller.
Mhm.
It's not just about that. It's a world scale. So it's not just specific to America or Africa or South America or Canada or anything. The system of what he's describing is worldly. It's not national. So like when people think about this thing, they just think about, oh, da, da, da. No, you can't go anywhere and try to establish some world order or be like, I'm going to change things and I'm going to start here, because there's powers that be that stop you from doing that because of the way that the structure is formed.
Can I ask something about the Neely Fuller guy? Are you following him because you feel like he has a better option on how you're living now, or are you just tuning in? Like, I want to figure out like why he's interesting to you.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm not really per se following him. Neely Fuller Jr. is not new news.
Because it seems like his message is like radical, and I'm trying to figure out
It's not. It is. But that's if you don't understand it, right? Here's the thing.
Mhm.
So this guy is not new news. He's like, do you know Sister Shahrazad Ali? You know who that is?
I've heard that name before.
All right, you heard that name. All right, it's like somebody like that.
Okay.
Do you know who James Arthur Baldwin is?
Yes.
Okay, it's like somebody like that.
Activist type.
You know who Malcolm X is?
Of course, activists.
Right. These are people for our culture,
Mhm.
right? Because there's things about our culture that we don't understand, but there's things about the world that we definitely don't understand because our parents didn't know. Their parents didn't know.
So is he a Pan-Africanist or?
He's not Umar Johnson. It's different. It's different levels of the information that you're getting out there. So there's information that you get out there and you do with it what you will. He's gonna tell you this and you can decide how you want to take it.
Mhm.
The thing is that it makes just as much sense as it may make sense for the earth to be flat to you. You know what I mean? So you take from it what you will. This doesn't have to be your Bible, but it just has to be a level of understanding to figure out how do we get to a level of empowerment instead of thinking about it in a way that is like we can't do anything about it because there's spiritual things or universal things. He's talking about
What do you mean by empowerment though?
Empowerment, like to give power to something.
But that's what I mean. Like, do you feel empowered or do you not feel empowered?
What is knowledge?
Not knowledge, empowerment, bro. Like,
what is knowledge?
What I'm saying is, if I feel
what is knowledge, Erika?
My point is, if I feel empowered, if I feel empowered to do something, then I feel ready to do the shit. Like, I don't need empowerment if I'm already empowered.
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, not just me.
Whether you need it or not, if you can still feel it. Like, you may not need a compliment, but you would appreciate it if you get one.
But you see how the word changes from one thing to another thing? What I'm saying is, if I'm already happy, like, I could get happier, but if I'm already happy, I'm not gonna get any. If I'm not gonna get any more happy, then I don't need to be happy because I'm already happy. So like if I'm laughing and somebody says something funny, right, and I laugh at that joke, and somebody says something the same thing, it's not gonna be as funny no more because they're saying the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
It depends on what. That's case.
I mean, here's the thing, right?
No.
Here's the thing with what we're talking about here. All right. We're not saying that this guy's the Messiah, the new coming of Christ, nothing like that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, hold on.
Is
Hold
he
on.
empowering you?
No, none of that.
And if he's not
None of that.
empowering
Listen to
you,
what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
What is empowering?
Let me
about
tell
his
you what I
message?
was saying before you started asking me all these questions, because you never let me finish.
I'm sorry, I thought you was.
Nah, because I was just telling you about the information that they were talking about today.
Okay.
This guy's not new news, like I said. He's nothing new. He may be new for the conversation piece that we're having right now, but he's not new. This guy's been around longer than your grandma's been around, type. You know what I mean? This guy, he's been doing what he's been doing for a long time, bro. And the message that he's spreading, only some people will take the information and some people won't, because, like you said, it seems radical, right? So I'm only saying, like, he's written books, right? His books talk about how there's different things, and I've also talked about, yes, these things make sense. Like, you can't be in any position of real control, because the people that really pull the strings are usually white in some form of government. In any form of power, it's usually somebody white pulling the strings. Black people cannot get it together to support each other. So we always talking about this guy. But this guy was influenced by somebody else that's pulling the strings, because they got to do what they got to do to feed their family. So they don't give a fuck about all the black people. They've designed a system to separate us from each other and to emasculate the black man. But we're so bent on blaming this one, that we're not really seeing how we can bring it together so that we can make a movement together. We're afraid. We're afraid of everything. We're afraid that we're not strong enough to do it. We're afraid that we're not strong enough to overpower the government. And he's saying that there's a way for us to develop our own things, like the Nation of Islam has done. You know what I mean? There's certain groups of individuals. There's the Moors. There's certain groups of individuals that have decided, okay, as a black people, we're going to band together and we're going to try to do this. And they've tried to help the community, but there's so many people that are like, oh, they're a cult, they're this, they're that. But then there's not even just organizations, but there's groups of white people that work together to accomplish things within their communities and help their schools for their kids. And they use certain things because they have certain people that would be like, oh, hey, Mark. Oh, yeah, you need that loan? Sure. Come on down whenever you get a chance. As soon as, Deion Jackson comes down there, he can't get the deal that he wants to get or the loan that he wants to get. And you might be like, oh, well, it's not because the color of his skin. It's because he didn't have the credit score. He didn't have financial da-da-da-da. But Mark had already had, resources and people in certain places growing up. And he was already raised in a certain type of people. And his father knew about all of this stuff and shared that information with them. Dion didn't have a father. You know what I mean? And instead, what we're doing, we're blaming the mother. Because she didn't have the information. She couldn't do this. She couldn't do that. But we're not teaching Dion how to figure this shit out before he gets to this point and he needs that loan and he can't get it.
Can I ask you something? Do you think that there...
See the light? Go ahead.
Do you think that there is an agenda on why black people can't teach that to...
Absolutely. That's what Neely Fuller be talking about.
So there's
that's what
agenda.
Umar Johnson be talking about.
So you believe it's working?
Do I believe the agenda's working? It already worked. This is past tense.
So now that
it's happened already. It's happening. It's in the process.
So then after that,
they've achieved their goal.
What I'm saying is, at this point, we have to realize that the most of us ain't going. The most of us ain't making it. It's gonna be it is crabs at the bucket, and that's why they put black people. Like, if you're in this country, you're competing against whoever has bread.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have bread, you on the scale of, you know what I mean, how people are gonna treat you. And even if you get to the top or high, you're still gonna have to deal with racism. Even Jay-Z got to deal with racism.
If
and
I come up,
they said he's attached with all type of
if I come
societies.
up and I figure out a way to
he
come up,
he still got to deal with racism though.
I'm gonna give you a spot. I'm gonna give you a spot. I'm gonna give my brother a spot. I'm gonna give my grandmother a spot. I'm gonna give Fly a spot.
You solid.
But not a lot of
You
people
solid.
not thinking about that.
But you know what
I'm
it is?
gonna live by example.
But you know what it is? We got to look at character of people and who they really are at the elite level. Because there's a lot of people that aren't as morally sound as you are, and they got to where they got to fucking over some people. Because in America, we learn to get money, you have to take it from someone. That's the easiest way you gotta get. You could work, but you're never gonna become a millionaire working, right? So the only way you could become like that financially good is if you find a way to take it from a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? Whether it be go on TikTok and Instagram and, you know what I mean, show your assets, because niggas love pussy, niggas love ass, niggas, you know what I'm saying, females love dick, females love attractive men. So you see what I'm saying? There's something for everybody on the fucking internet. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is...
But the system controls
Hold on. That's what I'm saying.
Control everything.
What I'm saying is the algorithm is so deep that most of us ain't gonna make it, my nigga. It's just gonna be the chosen few. I swear to God, bro. Like, when they said... here's one thing I think about the Bible, right? Just to go into some... spirituality shit. I'm not gonna say religious shit. I'm just gonna say spirituality. I feel like you could say what you want about the Bible, but there is so much truth in it, it can't be denied. Like, you could say, yeah, all of this shit is fake and blah, 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 but there is so much wisdom, like just wisdom in it, that you could be like, damn, like this shit. And it's so layered. It's not surface level. And I feel like the original creators made it like that on purpose. Like, yo, you're not just gonna get this first glance. Because a lot of the people that made this were quote unquote slaves and all type of shit. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of these people were illiterate. How is this being, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, it has so much truth in it that it can't be denied, bro. This shit crazy.
He said even religion was manipulated by white supremacy.
100%.
So,
let me tell him the situation, right? So I'm not even gonna say who it is, but I have somebody that I'm close to, right? And that person doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving because they're Native American, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. You Native American, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So the argument was, but you celebrate Native Friday because of Thanksgiving. And she got upset. She was like, what do you mean? No, I don't. I celebrate and Native Friday been a thing, and I've been doing this since. And I'm just like, yeah, but
what is Native Friday?
Exactly. It's something made up. It's like Indigenous Day, basically, but we're gonna have dinner on this day instead of Thanksgiving. To me, how I said it, this is a cop-out on you celebrate Thanksgiving, but you don't want to call it Thanksgiving, so you call it Native Friday. Oh, we just eat it because it's Native Friday, but it's Thanksgiving. You see what I'm saying? It's the same difference. You can call it something else, but it's still Thanksgiving. You're having Thanksgiving dinner. But,
no, that's crazy.
Yeah. Just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. That shit is fucking Thanksgiving.
Yo, I heard some crazy, disturbing news.
What up?
So, Blueface mom
Oh no. What she do?
It's gonna do a home thing.
Yeah,
She about to
on
get an
Blueface's
OnlyFans?
birthday.
What? Why is she being so
And she wanted
treacherous?
to, yo,
That's
like, I'm like, yo,
scandalous.
why would a mom do that? Like, oh, I'm about to,
Pregnant?
She says she's petty.
Oh, see, I mean,
but
I'm
why
petty.
would
I'm
you
not
do
that
something
petty.
like that?
I am not that
Like,
petty.
yo,
not against my kids.
You gonna see what your mom
She
do
mad cause they ain't fucking with her. None
with
of
these
her kids,
cucumbers, with all this
She
other
wild.
stuff.
See,
I'm like, yo, that's wild.
that's when you can't take accountability goes too far. Like you don't want to take accountability so bad that you're just gonna ruin your own reputation as a grandma.
A psychiatrist
as
even
a
said
person.
that. She said a lot of women walk out of her sessions because they can't take accountability. Like they really
That's
like when
crazy.
she starts to point out some things that they may need to work on or whatever.
No, I don't have
They
to
just
work
be
on that.
like they just
All right.
deflect, or they just be like they don't come back to any more sessions. And I'm like, wow. And she was like, yo, and I thought like this was like something weird. And I hear how they talk about this on the internet, how women don't take accountability, but I don't know. In my experience as a, a clinician, this is my experience that this is true. Because people can't swallow that hard pill. You know what I mean? And it's like, at the end of the day, if you live your life and you do certain things that you feel like you are not proud of, then maybe you shouldn't do it if you feel like you're not proud of it. Like I don't understand people. Like I just be like, yo, like you feel like yo, this is a bad idea, but you still do it, motherfucker. Like yo, like that's where I say like yo, you knew what you was doing. Like you wanted to do it regardless.
Peer pressure is real though.
But these
Especially
people be
like
making
young-
decisions on
I'm not
sometimes.
talking about your
Peer
grown
pressure
shit. I'm not talking
is
about grown
something
shit.
if
Yeah,
they
I'm talking about like kids.
still want to do it.
What'd you say?
Peer pressure be a little bit of you want to do it too. It don't just
But that's the devil on your
'cause if you
shoulder.
really don't want
That's
to do it.
that's your
then you ain't
consciousness
nobody
though.
to be
Like
able to pressure you
that's
into
the yin and the yang. If you think about it, like there's always gonna be a part of you that wants to do it, but you have to choose the better one, because if you don't choose the better one, then you choosing to feed those demons.
So if
Come
you
on,
wanna
guys,
do it, you
take-
can't
you know
blame
what
it
I'm
on
saying?
somebody
Take a
else.
puff. It won't hurt you.
Nah, you can't. But there are people that
It's not gonna kill you.
that act in their demonic side or their bad side more than they act on their good side. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta guard your energy too. You can't just be around those people and expect they want the best for you. They're giving you the energy they're in. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna give you that, yeah, you might as well do it. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well do it.
It's that old shit. Like if everybody jumped off a bridge, would you do it? And like I really ask people that now. You know, everybody used to be like, "No, I wouldn't do it."
But you know
now,
the
motherfuckers
difference
is like, "Yeah, I would."
But that's what
I
I'm
would
saying.
jump.
The difference.
I don't
is,
want to be the one that's not jumping. That's what people are saying.
The difference is they're addicted to jumping now. You see what I'm saying? They're like, yo, I have to do this shit.
Every trend, it's mad human robots now
alcohol,
on TikTok.
Whether it's smoking,
People
whether it's
making noises
whatever,
online. They thought it was cool, and now everybody's doing it.
It's a discipline problem, bro. But we're not teaching.
Yeah, I'm chewing gum.
We're not taught discipline.
Like I'm like, yo, like is this real? Like people really tune in? They got like fucking 1 million viewers to listen to them chew gum, mad loud in front of the microphone and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
we're
yo,
not.
We need a mic, yo.
We're not taught discipline in school. You know what we taught? We taught how to follow directions. It's two different things. See, discipline is knowing when to do something or when not to do something. Following directions is as Simon says. Like, I'm just going to do whatever they tell me to do. Like, that's the problem, bro. If you're not taught discipline, how the fuck do you know that shit? Especially if they're not saying nothing at the curb. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, I understand it. I get it. Motherfuckers have no direction. So how do you gonna know where to go if you don't have no direction?
Right.
It's like,
and it's, I mean, and really, I think it's up to the adults to really be like, yo, like, we gotta guide these young ones.
We can't
the right way,
because we can't even agree, like, to stay together. Like, look at our marriage rate. Look at this shit is disgusting.
What
like,
can we do?
we need to start loving our women and having babies and staying in the situation and standing up for
how do men do their end? What are men gonna do?
Men have to be more disciplined. So the shit that we like to do, we gotta stop doing it. If it's smoking too much weed, you gotta stop smoking too much weed. If it's spending too much money, you gotta stop spending too much money. It's discipline, bro. That's all we have to do. And then guess what? Women is gonna fall in line. I promise you, nigga. Women is
just you know
why I know that? You know why I know that? Think about this. Think about this. Whenever
I didn't hear what you said.
When niggas get disciplined and they stop doing shit like they are accustomed habits that they're accustomed to do, right? A woman could feel that. She knows the difference between a nigga that's on his job, on his purpose, versus a nigga that's just living and, you know, check to check, day to day. I'm just gonna, you see what I'm saying? I feel like a woman could feel when a nigga is on like some different shit. Is that true or false?
It depends on your connection with the person.
But that's what I mean. If it's possible, then that's what it is. Like, there are some people that you could just tell that not even men or women. Like, with a woman is different because I don't expect the same energy I have in a woman. That probably would put me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like when you have a certain energy, it's attractive versus somebody who has the energy of, let me just play the game all day, or, you know what I'm saying? Let me just do shit out of laziness instead of passion.
You have to be stable. So yeah, if you're
I'm not. It's not even stability. It's passion. It's hey, am I attracted to somebody who doesn't have the passion, or am I attracted to people? Or not even attracted. Can I tell if a man has passion versus if a man just, you know what I mean, goes about life?
Ambition.
How it comes. Yeah, ambition.
Passion translates through his entire, like, if you have
your whole life.
passion, it's everything. It's not just in your work. When you're there's something that you love or you're interested in, you're gonna be passionate about it, regardless of whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever.
I think you're only gonna be passionate about something that you love, so it could be subjective. Like, I could be passionate about music, but not be as passionate about something that I don't want to do. You see what I'm saying? So I can't always have that passion turned on. Is the point? Like, just because I'm passionate doesn't mean like I'm always passionate. Basically. It's like I'm gonna turn that shit on and off as necessary as need be, because like I feel like I'm only passionate about shit that I really fuck with heavy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good when a person has, because it's gonna go into other parts of your life. You're gonna love other things in your life. You love the person you're in a relationship with, love your career, love whatever. So anything that you care about to a certain degree, you're going to go hard on that if you have passion. If you're just a 100%. Nonchalant person and you just, like, yeah, those people are usually, they don't have good conversation, and they're like, yeah, they're just existing, and they're just
sad. So do you find, have you ever saw somebody's passion and it was like, yo, this is attractive? That's the point. You know what I'm saying? That's the question. Have you ever saw somebody that was either passionate or what was the other word that you used?
Like
ambitious.
It's like personality. Like, some people just don't know how to hold a conversation or something like that. Like, you need to at least be, that's how you're going to be able to be passionate and have whatever. You got to be able to.
So you're saying you like it, but you're not turned on by it.
No, By like, what do you mean? Like passion?
Have
Like I'm
you-
not gonna. How would you just know? You can't just walk up to somebody and be like, "Oh, they have passion," unless you see them doing something that's
Exactly.
expressing that.
Exactly.
You have to have a conversation.
Exactly, and that's what I'm
see that.
saying.
Like, yeah,
if you were
you're
in a
doing something
situation
like what you do,
and you saw somebody being passionate about
I
whatever
like
they
when
were
people
doing,
are passionate about
have
their
it
kid,
made
or
you,
they-
have it
or they
turned,
ju- or
have
they
it ever
talk about
turned
it
you
and
on though? Like not just you liked it, like oh this is good. Let me
like
like
I'm just
yo,
gonna
like
take
this
you
shit.
down right now.
Not
Like,
even that. It could have just been like ooh, like you see what I'm saying? Because I know when a few of these R&B females be singing, I be like ooh. Like, ooh, she hit that note. Not only she hit that note, but she is gorgeous. She could get it.
So let me give you some of my personal experience. So I'm very modest about a lot of shit that I do when I'm in the dating world, right? So like if I meet a chick, she not gonna know that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or none of that. I don't really talk about what I do until they ask me questions. So I let them find out. I'm really mysterious about stuff. I don't really like to share stuff. So you only gonna really know it if I tell you it like this.
Oh,
Like
shit.
for real, like I'm not saying nothing, like you know what I mean, because I don't like to talk too much about whatever. It's just you gonna find out or you not gonna find out, and then it's your loss at the end of the day. So that means that most of everything is gonna have to rely on the connection that we have with each other at that time, the quote unquote vibe, the energy, as they say, right? So like, there's been situations where I've been dealing with a female and she asked me certain things and she was like, oh, I do this, I do that. And I'm like, oh, all right. And she was like, oh, what do you like to do for fun? Well, I like to do music. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, let me hear something. I don't really want. Go online. I got something online. Oh, you got music like that? Then it goes into that. And I'm like, whatever. Like, and they'll listen to it. They'll be impressed. Like, oh my God, what? You're full of surprises. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. And then we take it there. But it's kind of like when Prince Hakeem finally came to New York. He didn't want nobody to know that he was a prince. You feel me? So it's like to see how a person really is without all of this. Because when that girl knows you got that Ferrari, sometimes she changes the way that she acts. You know what I mean? So think of yourself, men, as a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Don't just be so eager to share all of these things that you have, and you get to know more about them. Women love talking about themselves. You just got to allow them the floor and let them do it. They'll tell you everything. So let them talk about themselves, and you keep some things of yourself disclosed to you, and you give them pieces as you progress. Let them know what you're doing, just in case they be like, "Why you ain't doing?" I do a lot. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing X, I'm doing Z. You know what I mean? So understand, but when this girl found out all of this, she was eager to just boom the first night type shit. But it was because she started to learn things, and it did turn her on because she found out all this shit like all at once. Cause she started asking me mad questions. She was just nosy as fuck. And then she really went like, oh shit, like damn. But I don't think like it normally happens like that. You gotta be an interesting person overall. So she already have to be engaged to be wanting to ask you all these things and find out all this stuff about you. So you gotta have swag, you gotta have something that draws her to you in that sense, or you gotta be very strong in you reaching out to her. So you already gotta have that. Yo, you know, I'm real social. I'm not standoffish. I'm throwing myself out there. So I'm gonna throw the line to catch you because I might not get your attention right off the glance because I might not dress or stand out so that you could see, oh damn, he rocking this or whatever. So when I see you, I'm like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? And whatever. But for a lot of times for men, whether height, size, whatever appearance, approach, that's the reason that these things don't happen. These things happen because you make it happen. Like, you know what I mean? The way that the general law of this shit is is men are the hunters, women are the prey. So we're supposed to be out here. We're supposed to seek our women, create our legacy. So it really relies on us to really put ourselves out there for this woman to know we are the catch. But
I was thinking, yeah. So I'm trying to think of sometimes, like, yeah, like if they, it's just like basically just standing on your, like if they, like if they're in a situation that comes and they put their foot down, or they're like telling me
That's
something,
attractive,
maybe with their child or something where they had to like they got into it or whatever, and they're like, no, like this is what, like if you stand on what you say, like that's passion to me, like you like again about the things you care about, like your child or if you providing or whatever.
Because he's not saying it just to say no. He's saying it because he really cares about you. That should be attractive. If I'm wrong, I don't know. Like, to me, that should be attractive.
Defense, like if you know
that's what I'm saying.
You know.
That should be attractive. That's why Will probably got some pussy that night when he slapped Chris. Cause even though it wasn't the right thing to do, even though he shouldn't have did that shit, he did that for Jada. And she said, "Man, I'm kidding. I'm gonna get
I wouldn't want a guy to nobody to fight over me, but like I do like no, it doesn't even have to go that far. Like if I could tell that you would, like if like I could see that you like that's enough. Like it doesn't. But yeah, I don't want to be in a situation where
if somebody disrespected your man's, right? Or matter of fact, they disrespected you, and your man said what? And then he just cleared the nigga, like knocked him the fuck out. Just grabbed you like, come on, babe, let's go to the crib. You ain't gonna scold him. You ain't gonna be like, yo, what if the nigga sue us or some shit? You gonna get him pussy.
I would say like something, because I would be like, yo,
what would you say?
Like
I would.
Wow. No.
That was wild. You crazy.
No, I would like that, but I also would be like, yo, you bugging. Like, why you do that? Like, you ain't have to do that. Like, you could have just ignored him. You can't be doing that. We try and stay out of prison, babe. Like, you gotta relax.
But that's how you supposed to, you know what I mean? Because Jada just let that nigga go on stage and do that.
Definitely gonna
she didn't even say wait. She just like, what's this nigga about to do?
Because she wasn't
crazy.
used to that type of behavior.
That's what I'm saying. Because to me, it didn't look like he was about to go hit him.
Right.
I didn't think that. And
nobody expected that from Will
either, because you could tell.
Yo, that was something that was in the video.
It's because it's Will. But it's because it's Will though. That's why, like, nobody would expect it. This Will Smith, he's not gonna go on the stage and smack this nigga. He went on stage and smacked this nigga. Like, I hope it wasn't fake, just because, like, I want that shit.
Hey Google, find a video clip similar to Will Smith's slap of Chris Rock at the.
Here's clips similar to Will Smith slap Chris videos on YouTube.
About the show.
Oh, sorry.
Are you good?
So,
she started limping away like, yo. Kitty cat. Oh, kitty cat. Yeah, I remember that.
Looks like you picked up that bit of weight Jeremy dropped. Could have been a carrot in that dress, but I guess you brought pumpkins back in season tonight. Good thing there's no fairy godmother around. You'll be carting Cinderella off to the ball. That was a nice one. Okay. Oh, what's this? How about him? Elijah taking a skate. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Elijah Lewis just slapped the heck out of me. Wow, dude. I like that way. Relax, my friend. It was just a joke. I'm a comedian, Elijah. You know how it is.
Conspiracy theories.
That's
That's why they exist.
To me,
No cure.
to me, that's like a ritual shit thing. Like these
It
niggas,
is. They
these
always be
niggas,
saying that.
these niggas.
Oh, you didn't see it. You didn't
And
see
Will
it.
Smith be kissing his son in the mouth when he was like a teenager, like, and he didn't like it. He would
Watch
push
this.
him away. And they were like, they do things
That
like
sound
that, like
like-
embarrass them or abuse or sexual assault or something gay or something. Those be their initiations. They have to do that.
I wanted to get in Hollywood.
You watching it?
Do movies.
It's at the top.
I don't want to do none of that shit.
It was playing.
Good. I might do some voice acting, but let me do that shit from my home. I'll send them some shit. I don't want to fuck with Hollywood, though. I feel like Cali is going to be not a good place for me to go. Shout out to Cali, though. Right on my,
What happened?
That's not it.
It was the Will Smith thing that was on the screen.
This is a Will Smith slapped the Oscar on stage with food.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it. Then. That's just the advertisement.
Why this slap was not only staged with proof, but to also remind you it wasn't the first time a comedian got slapped on live TV. That's right, the original TV slap heard around the world was by Jerry the King Lawler, who tweeted today that he and Andy Kaufman did this 35 years ago, which perhaps was the best feud in television history. On David Letterman, both guests would appear at
but that's different.
Nah, that's not what I was showing you. Mine was from a movie.
But it said it was fake though.
Yeah, I mean,
No, Jerry was
no, I'm
saying
saying
it
there's
was
mad
fake.
conspiracy theories, but
Jerry-
this is the one I was telling you about.
Jerry the King Lawler is a wrestler.
Don't touch the screen.
So he was saying that shit was fake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of times,
I thought it looked fake too when
It
I
did look
first
fake.
seen
It
it.
did look fake.
yeah. A lot of times when shit happens, like I'll be like, yo, like, cause I told you that you showed it to me like 2:00 in the morning or some shit. I was like, man, that shit look fake. But I made that shit into a fucking NFT and shit.
You're smart. Nigga. You better check on them prices.
Yo,
nigga.
where was
That
it?
shit gotta be worth something now by now, nigga.
That was crazy, but when that shit happened, like I thought it was like, thought it was some fake shit, and then everybody was like, "Oh nah, that was fake," but it really happened. But they was talking about how he sold it, you know what I mean, and it was they you know, things was certain things was coming up, and this was a good thing to perpetuate, you know, sales for him for his upcoming events and all that shit. So they had to make it like, you know, it was some conspiracy theory, but then they also played into the fact that, you know, there was a lot of mental issues that Will Smith had going through. And it was just a controversy for people to discuss on podcasts, TV shows, barbershop conversations and shit like that. It was just some more trash that we could, you know, use to say how crazy black community is and shit. You know what I mean? And you can't take black people nowhere. You can't even take them to the fucking Oscars. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what it was perpetuating. Right. And the people that we idolized for a long period of time as a people, like, let's be honest, like, a lot of people looked up to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's relationship for a long time as like, oh, they were one of the people. And then we try to latch on to some relationship that worked, that kept working.
Yo, we just gotta learn from their mistakes and realize that we can't idolize nobody else's relationship and say goals and none of that.
Because they're
shit.
human.
They're human.
Things are gonna happen.
Exactly. And you're not gonna agree with anything that your goals or everything that your goals are doing. So you might as well just live your own life and do your own
That
thing.
part, yeah. Like, you know, we keep looking at these celebrities like they not people. Like, when they go through shit, the reason that I talk about this shit is because we know that this is like popping information. Like, I really want to talk about business and all that shit, but y'all don't want to hear that. But I'm telling you, like, the reason that we talk about these things is because we gotta close that gap between black men and black women. We really need each other. And we see these examples of how we need to work as a team, exactly. Because the reason that these kids is growing up fucked up It's because they don't got the mother and father. When the family feuds, nobody wins. You know what I mean? So we gotta bring that shit together. We gotta figure something out. Ladies, you gotta be more understanding of men, what men want, right? Men, we gotta be more understanding of what women need, right? And that means that we gotta up our game a little bit, but that means women, you gotta give us, give us a hand in areas that we need a hand in for us to get there. Don't make it so hard for us to be together. Don't make us want to go elsewhere. You know what I mean? You say, you want natural beauty and all this other shit, but you look at these bitches like with the bad, yeah, because
it's Instagram. What the fuck are we gonna do? You scroll, you see ads. It's in
but
the
it's
algorithm.
Like,
it's in the algorithm.
We supposed to like ass. We supposed to like titties. But like, here's the thing: like with the women that we with, we want y'all to take care of yourself. We don't want to have a hard conversation with you when we talk about, yo, ma, you letting yourself go. We don't want to have to tell you that. This is what we look at, but we could get that from you. Because when we first met you, in some cases, some dudes, we first met you, you was right. Coke bottle. Then you let yourself go because you was like, fuck it, you gonna love me for me. That's not who I met. You somebody else now. You know what I mean? So it's like, so now like you talking about love you for you. Who the fuck are you?
That is hilarious.
Eyelashes long as fuck. You know what I mean? Butterfly limb eyelashes and
he
shit.
Got
like
somebody in mind.
You know what I mean? I do. The fucking whole population of women like is in my mind.
Animation.
Word mother.
This and I don't know. I don't know who did. They would post videos of this guy like going through the town driving or whatever, but it was like a cartoon. Or it was animated. But anyway, he was living with the girl. Girl took her makeup off. And he was like, who is that? Like, what are you doing? How you get in here? And she was like, stop acting silly. It's me, baby. And he was like, who are you? Why are you calling me baby? How are you? And then she's like, it's me. And he's like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Why you look like that? And then she's like, baby, stop playing. I just took my makeup off. Ain't nothing wrong with me. He was like, yes, it is. Put it back on, please.
Shit's crazy.
Put that shit.
That shit's crazy. Cause then you see all the scar tissue.
Niggas is be
dark
capping
spots.
though. Like like
bro, don't say it. Don't even say it. Cause you about to say that nice guy shit. I'm about to be real.
All I'm saying is when a chick got mad makeup on.
Yeah, but you
her
don't
face
know.
Is a whole different shade
but
than her
you don't know
is.
how her shit gonna look when it comes on.
If you know it's caked on, then you know it's gonna.
You
be
don't
crazy.
know how bad it's gonna be.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be crazy if it's caked on.
I'm not gonna say. Listen, if you got makeup on, to a certain degree, we looking at it. Boom, she looks straight. But let's see her without the makeup on. Now, we not thinking this to the level of sorcery that we be seeing nowadays. We be seeing it going way too far. Like, I'm like, yo, I see a girl that look like she just got out of the meth fucking spot, my nigga. You know what I mean? And looking crazy. Dark spots all over the place, holes in her face, all types of shit. She put the makeup on, everything this bitch is a model, nigga. Like, I mean, I'm Maybelline cover type shit, bro. Like, bad as fuck.
But
like, yo.
You know she got makeup on, though.
Bro, we looked at chicks that had alopecia. Missing hairs. This bitch had the Krusty the Clown, bro. Fixed her shit up. Bitch was bad as fuck, yo. Like, I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
You knew it was a wig.
After.
But
I'm a man. I'm a whole man. I don't know that. I don't know that.
I just started knowing wigs, like the difference between wigs, lace fronts, and shit like that in the dating. I would say after, because my baby mother didn't have that shit, so I didn't she didn't put weaves in none of that shit, so I didn't know. Like, it was after her. After her, I started dating women that put in wigs and all this shit, and I'm like, yo, half of them didn't even need this shit. It's just this is just easier. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, but now I could tell, my nigga. And all I'm saying is, once you could tell, Yeah, like
Right, that's crazy.
once you could tell, you know. Like
I never-
You may not know it's like that.
Right. And
You may
and
not
that's
know
the
it's
thing.
that bad.
We had a
You may
conversation.
not know it's
So
that
let's-
bad, but you know it's
So let's
weird.
bring that
You know, okay,
conversation.
that's not her real
So
name.
let's bring that conversation to fruition right now.
Mhm.
So the conversation that we was having is like, cause I had a really long discussion. I see the battery about to die. I'm about to switch cameras. Hey yo, I'm gonna carry on this.
Yeah, that look good.
It's gonna be part 2, bro. But
That look good, and you would never think she had.
on
that
some
shit.
real, this
But
is Get Lifted. 30 is a new 20. It's your boy,
now when I see
Smiley
braids,
Jizzle,
I know.
my mans,
Okay, that's fake.
Chris O.D. and Erika,
You heard?
La Hefa, and we out of here, yo. You gonna catch us in part 2. We about to continue this discussion, bro.
Listen. We on the move like I need a new hobby.